Welcome to Key Tech. Please describe this channel if you are interested in today's video. Since technology in the communications field was overtaken, the United States began to hate Huawei. After the United States realized that its status as a technological hegemon was not guaranteed, this resentment gradually spread to all Chinese companies. 639 Chinese companies have been added to the entity list, involving all walks of life. In the past 3 years, the Biden team has blocked the channels for cooperation between the U.S. technology system and Chinese companies. Any form of technology supply must be authorized to isolate the world's largest consumer market, which has also triggered serious chain reaction. As Morris Chang said, the trend of globalization has disappeared, and it is impossible to recover in the short term. Under such a situation, various countries and regions are going straight to build their own systems, and 17 European countries have officially confirmed the 100 million euro plan is to give up the status of alliance with the United States. Europe officially confirms chip bill. The hegemonism of the United States can be said to have crushed European countries to death. In order to establish corresponding advantages, various countries tacitly combine to form the European Union, but it still cannot avoid being restricted and suppressed at the technological level. The reason is also very good. The EU, which is simple and seemingly united on the surface, has its own ghosts behind it, and this is directly used by the United States. However, since the launch of the chip rules, the international status of American companies has plummeted, and they cannot freely ship to the Chinese market. Not only have their market shares been continuously squeezed, but their international reputation has also been greatly reduced. All countries and regions are afraid of repeating the same mistakes. The idea of reducing dependence on the United States. As an ally, the 17 European countries, in the name of the EU, stated earlier that they will introduce a chip bill that is conducive to independent development, jointly invest in the chip industry, and maintain Europe's competitiveness in the semiconductor field. A year ago, achieving more than 20% of the global chip production, I thought it was just talking, but I never thought it would be put into action. According to news from Reuters, the European member states completed the finalization of the details of the CHIP Act on April 18, and the final agreement has been reached, which means that the semiconductor industry promotion plan with a scale of up to 43 billion euros has officially begun to take effect. Obviously, European countries are serious this time, and they are not bad in scientific research and technology. As long as there is any opportunity, they will naturally not succumb to the United States, and the determination of European autonomy naturally comes from Biden. The indiscriminate restriction of the team directly affects the global layout of European semiconductor companies. Companies like ASML, ARM, etc., have lost their global influence, market share, and revenue under the repeated tossing of the United States. Let the Biden team continue to mess around, and sooner or later they will repeat the French Alstom. European countries naturally know that the United States does not allow technology that catches up with American companies to exist. After tasting the sweetness in the Alstom incident, the Biden team wanted to use old methods to try to get Huawei to compromise, but never thought that instead of being defeated, Huawei became stronger, which also made European countries see it as hope that after sweeping away the previous haze of Alstom, it is determined to start the self-government of technology in an all-round way. European companies are going to fully confront the United States. A large part of the reason why the global semiconductor industry will be controlled by the United States is that international companies are not united enough. The most cutting-edge manufacturing processes are distributed in Asia. EUV lithography machine manufacturers are in the Netherlands, and the ARM architecture is also derived from the United Kingdom. These technologies are lacking. American companies simply cannot complete the manufacture of cutting-edge chips. But unexpectedly, these top international companies are all serving the US semiconductor industry. In the end, most of the chip sales rights are owned by US companies. It can be said that they can easily lay down and make money. Electronic chips based on basic materials can be regarded as invented by American companies. However, after TSMC helped Huawei manufacture 5nm chips, the unprecedented sense of crisis rushed directly to American companies. The Biden team could only use despicable means to maintain their competitive advantage in the industry. The image of the paper tiger in the United States is completely current. After the loss of authority, various countries will inevitably no longer succumb. In addition to the European Union, Japan, South Korea, and other countries have also successively started to eliminate their dependence on American technology in terms of semiconductor technology, and the European Union's response is naturally the largest. After all, a few decades ago, the United States was only a small player. Now that there is a chance to turn back, it is obvious that European countries must do their best. Compared with the difficulty of obtaining $52 billion in subsidies from the United States, the EU will definitely learn the lesson and actually give €43 billion to international companies. Form the purpose of willing to go to Europe to build factories. It can be said that the general trend of cancelling the dependence on American technology has been formed, and the hegemony of the United States can no longer be implemented. Even the Allies have begun to betray in an all-round way. Naturally, it is difficult to implement the chip rules. What do you guys think about the loss of the top position?